West Coast.
So hi, I'm back here at Partickhill Station. Had a great time at Getz. Met a lot of you guys that I've been waiting to meet physically with for such a long time now. And I'm really glad that I made the effort to get over there to Getz and to meet everybody. If I miss somebody's name, I apologise, but like Clive, Alan, Craig, I met Don Quest. Well, yeah, and I got my Hornby magazine. Now, the story with the Hornby magazine was, if I bought this here, that would be $20. Now, the sticker price on this was £5. Now, it's about 2 to 1, so you do the math, that comes out at $10. Now, let's say add in $5 for shipping, handling, all the rest. It doesn't come out to $20. So it just so happened that, I don't know what the guy's name is, but the guy who most recently took over Hornby, tried to reorganise, restructure, remodel, whatever he was doing. He was sitting at the booth and I thought, okay. So I went up, hi, how are you? My name's Charlie. I said, I went to buy the magazine in Toronto and it was $20. And I don't understand that when I'd say maybe a year ago it was $10 or $11. How did it get to 20? And I think he immediately realised that I maybe don't want to get into this, because he said something about, well, we've got no control over the distributors. And then one of his guys came up and said, well, it's all about the shipping, and then whoever it is in Toronto that receives them, and then they do their own markup. We've got no control over that, etc. I said, yeah, that's great, and I understand that. However, going from $11 to $20 is a big jump, and I know a number of guys who've stepped away from buying a magazine excuse me, because the price is going up so quickly. And he said, well, you can always do the subscription, etc. And that's fine. I just wanted to make the point that good magazine, good information, but out there in the bigger world, in the bigger market, it's disappointing for many people. So I made my point and I moved on. I managed to spot Pete Waterman. He must have been coming from the washroom, the toilet, back to where his layout was, and I hightailed it over there with my cell phone. Excuse me, sir, do you mind if I have a photograph with you? Of course, he said, and I thought that was brilliant. So I got that photograph, and I got photographs with most of you, either where we met up there in the second floor or at the hotel. Now, in terms of the hotel was great, but they didn't have any USB ports in the room, and two of the electrical outlets weren't working. So that was a bit challenging for the number of bits and pieces we had with us. But the hotel was nice, comfortable. We ate there all but one time. We didn't eat breakfast there, but generally speaking, it was great, and it was a terrific place for us all to meet and gather and have a laugh and a joke and exchange cards. I've got a bunch of cards. I'll get them organised and up somewhere so that you can all see them. I bought the VIP ticket for the 2 days. Now, I got those 3 magazines, 2 of which I gave away for the reason that I just couldn't carry everything with me. And the magazines are heavy when you get 2 or 3 together. And, you know, I had a coffee and a cookie and was able to sit down and chat with different people. And the big Australian guy who flew over for the show, I met him in the VIP lounge. But, you know, I don't think I would do that again. Save my money and buy something. I don't need to get in there first thing, so I would have just taken my time, joined the line up and gone in. But it was a good experience, and you know, I can talk about it and give you suggestions if you wanted to do that, what you would find and what you can expect, etc. And I got a lanyard, wherever it is, I did that. Now, I ran into the guys at 00 Gauge. They had a table there. I think it was on the second floor. And got chatting to them. And I said to him, do you mind if I ask you a question? Certainly, if we can help. So I had the Triang Princess with me that I had digitized, and then it failed. I had it with me, and I thought, well, I'll ask these guys, you know. And they said, well, we're not digital people, like everything we do is analog. But yeah, sure, let's have a look at it. Well, lo and behold, the guy said to me, well, you know, a couple of these wires are exposed. You may want to wrap them up. And more importantly, this wire here is loose. And this is the one that should attach to the body of the locomotive. He said if you solder that on, you might find that it worked. So that'll be one of my first tasks. So the friendliness and helpfulness of the guys at the 00 Gauge Society was worth me paying for the membership, and I'm sure I'll get a lot of good information out of it. So thanks very much for your help on that. I took a number of things over with me to hand out to people, you know, my card, but lots of little bits and pieces that I decided that I would just take and give them as gifts. And one thing I had with me was the Dapol Deltic kit, and I decided I would take that and give it away. Not for any particular reason, I just thought it would be something nice for somebody to have. So while I was wandering around, I think it was on a Saturday, there was a young lad with his dad looking at these models, a layout or whatever it was, and he was so eager and enthusiastic. I thought, So I pulled out the kit. I said to the lad's dad, "Excuse me, can I give your son a kit that he could build?" He was quite surprised, taken aback, and thanked me profusely. I never gave him one of my cards, but if you're out there watching, when your son builds that kit, and maybe you can help him or give him some useful advice, I would really appreciate seeing the model once it's built. That would be terrific. And if any of you out there know who it was, maybe they mentioned it to you, I'd be grateful if you pass the message on. They'll find me here at Partickhill Station. So I made use of coming to the show by taking the train from Manchester down into Bristol, because I have a friend there who is an artist, and he's an automobile artist. He was an animator with Wallet and Gromit, Gromit and Wallace, slip of the tongue there. And then he moved on from there into photography and cars, and that Rolls-Royce powered rocket vehicle that was going to do 1,000 miles an hour. He was the official photographer, videographer for that organization. And he started doing sketches of cars, and honestly, they're wonderful sketches and paintings. His name is Stefan Marjoram, and he lives in the Bristol area. And Joanne and I went to visit him and his wife Kathy outside of Bristol in their wonderful cottage that they've got there. And we had a great time with them that one afternoon. Anyway, I have a couple of his sketches, but I decided while I'm there, I'm buying one. So this is what I bought from him. These two wonderful, wonderful sketches. And this is his go-to genre, classic antique cars that are all over England. And they go on trips over to France, and they go down to Brighton, and they go down to the beaches where they run a lot of these vehicles. And he also gave me a couple of small ones that, because I subscribe to him on Patreon, I get one of these kind of every month. So if you're looking for a great gift for someone who loves cars, look him up, Stefan Marjoram, Marjoram. You'll find him on YouTube, the internet in general. Wonderful artist with terrific sketching ability, tremendous. And he's my go-to guy, and you know, I follow him. I try to copy what he's done, try to improve my own skill as a sketcher, right? So this is Thursday, the week after Gets. We flew to Cyprus from Bristol, and you know, we used a combination of Ryanair and EasyJet. EasyJet was great. Our experience with Ryanair before coming out of Malta wasn't good because they hit us up for extra luggage. They weren't very nice about it. Anyway, we paid a bit extra to get the additional luggage pieces in the hold of the aircraft, and that was the best thing to do, and otherwise everything went smoothly. And you know, we were in Bristol for a few days, and then we also went to Bath. So we took a train from Manchester down to Bristol, but it was interrupted, and we had to take a bus or coach for part of that journey, and then we took the journey back through Birmingham and then down to Milton Keynes, and we got off there and asked how to get to the hotel and the MK Dons Stadium. And they said, oh, well, you know, you could take a bus over there, or you take a taxi, maybe 20 minutes. And I thought, well, I'm not going on a public bus with all this luggage. So I went back inside and I spoke to the guys at the kiosk and said, look, we're coming here to Milton Keynes to go to a show. Where's the show? And I told him, oh, that's in Bletchley. Well, how do I get there? What's the easiest way? Well, you can go back in, take the train there. So I didn't realise. I thought get off a train in Milton Keynes and it should be a short distance away. I wasn't 100% clear in the geography, and because they did mention a shuttle bus, but we came in on the Friday, shuttle bus was on the Saturday. So I went through all this, took the train down to Bletchley and then a cab up from there. So around and about, as they would say. Yeah, it was a great experience, wonderful layouts, and you'll see them on this video, and photographs of everybody we met, Mark and a host of others, and it was really terrific. Got photographs, so you'll be able to see them all, and so happy that I came. And where do we go from here? Well, I've got lots of work to do around here. I chatted with a number of you and talked about the layout and what I might do with it, some of the issues I've had, and digitising some of the locos. So yeah, it's all about the trains. So let's get into the trains and see what I saw through my eyes at Getz, and I'll catch you later.
Oh, there's a train coming!
Hampshire 66.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yes, it's fitted in. These don't come with the lines normally, that's what this is fitted. You can get Pullman coaches, which
the hotel you go in, and then there's a little one.
they do have fitted like
He says,
Oh yeah, so they're in Somerset. But it does him the favour that the customers are this way. Yeah. So gets put out in that. Yeah. I think it's good. Yeah. For me, it's great. Yeah. Talking about maybe just start the front one. That will get you out of the problem.
No, but I keep dipping down because I'm reading the instructions.
Well, sometimes we don't have the power.
Welcome back to Partickhill Station. I'm here at Getz, and guess who I ran into? Paris and Paul. And they're celebrating their recent marriage. Where's their next stop? Partickhill Station. Watch out for them appearing at Partickhill Station very soon. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much for sticking with it. I know it was a long one, but I thought it was necessary to try and cover everything that we did on that trip to Getz. And it was really fantastic. So who knows when the next time we'll get over there, but it might be next year for another show somewhere else. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please remember to give me the big thumbs up. Remember to comment, because you know I will return your comment. And we'll see you next time here at Partickhill Station. Bye for now.